Hey, before we dive in, make sure you hit that subscribe button. You won't want to miss how this story unfolds. I never thought a single text could shatter everything. It was Thursday night, and I was sprawled on the couch, the hum of the refrigerator and the occasional car outside my window, the only sounds in the apartment. My wife, Layla, had told me she was out with friends, laughing somewhere without me, but the vibration on my phone whispered otherwise. A message flashed. Can't wait to see you tonight. Alone. It wasn't her tone, not her usual warmth. My stomach twisted as I scrolled to the sender. A name I didn't recognize. A pause, a cold certainty creeping in. My hands shook, and I could feel my heartbeat in my throat. Layla had always been charming, magnetic even. The way she poured coffee just the right way. The way she smiled at strangers with that innocent tilt of her head. It was hard not to love her. We'd met 6 years ago in a bookstore, both reaching for the same novel, and that moment had felt like fate. But lately, the subtle changes had been mounting. Late nights at work, sudden phone lock screens, the way she would drift into silence when I tried to hold her hand. Tonight, that old bookstore memory felt distant, almost foreign. I remembered the scent of her hair after a rain, the laugh that once made every morning brighter. And now, a digital pulse was betraying her secret. I tried to shake it off, telling myself maybe it was innocent. But another message came. This one had a location, a time, and an audacity that made my stomach turn cold. I couldn't believe it, yet a part of me feared the truth was staring me in the face. Outside, the streetlight flickered, casting long shadows across our apartment walls. The city seemed to mock me with its normalcy, while my life felt like it was crumbling inside the quiet of our living room. My hands clenched the phone, knuckles white. I had to know. But what I didn't realize was that this was just the beginning. I didn't answer. I didn't confront her. I just waited, and my world silently fractured around me that I waited, pretending to scroll through my phone, heart hammering like a drum I couldn't silence. Layla walked an hour later, a soft laugh on her lips, the scent of someone else clinging faintly to her coat. I wanted to look away, to tell myself I was imagining it, but my gut screamed otherwise. "Hey, you're home early," she said, tossing her bag onto the counter. Her voice was too light, too practiced. My silence was enough. She noticed, finally, "What's wrong?" Nothing I could say would explain the storm inside me. Not yet. So I stayed quiet, letting her sip her wine, letting her think everything was normal. But it wasn't. That night, I couldn't sleep. My mind replayed her smile from earlier, that fleeting warmth now tainted by betrayal. My fingers hovered over her phone when she left it charging by the bed. Just a peek, I told myself, just enough to confirm my fears. And then it hit me. Screenshots of conversations, whispered confessions, late-night plans, all pointing to a man married with a wife and kids, a man I'd never met. My stomach churned, bowel rising with disbelief and anger. Layla wasn't just lying. She was part of a world I couldn't have imagined. I confronted her the next morning. My voice cracked, low and steady. "Who is he?" She froze, her eyes wide, guilt and fear warring across her face. The words spilled slowly, painfully. I didn't mean for it to happen. I didn't want to hurt you. But it wasn't just her. When I later reached out to the man, the one with a family, expecting confrontation, rage, maybe even a fight, what I got instead made my chest tighten in disbelief. His wife had known. They had known about Layla. They didn't yell. They didn't threaten. They had simply accepted it in silence. They'd whispered, negotiated, tolerated, and moved in ways that felt both unreal and haunting. The betrayal wasn't just a private wound. It was a ripple that tore through lives I couldn't begin to understand. And just when I thought the weight of it couldn't get heavier, a new revelation landed like a stone in my chest. There was something more, something deliberate, something orchestrated. I realized then that the real story wasn't just about my wife's affair. It was about everyone involved, their secrets, and the invisible threads that tied them together. And I was standing in the middle, watching it all unravel. The next evening, I asked Layla to meet me at the old cafe where we'd had our first date. The one with the warm lights, the smell of coffee, and the quiet corners that once felt like ours. She arrived, tense, hands fidgeting with her coat zipper. Her eyes met mine, but there was no warmth there, just fear and shame. "I need to understand," I said, my voice steady but brittle. "Not just about him, but about why you let it happen." She swallowed hard, looking down at the table. "I don't know. I thought I could control it. I didn't mean to fall for him. It just happened. And when his family, when they knew, I felt trapped in a world I couldn't explain to you." I wanted to scream, to shake her, to tear every lie from her lips. But instead, I breathed, letting the silence stretch, heavy and suffocating. Outside, a light rain began, tapping on the cafe windows like the rhythm of a heart breaking. "I loved you," I said finally, voice low, almost a whisper. "And maybe I still do. But love isn't supposed to feel like this. Betrayal isn't just about one night, one mistake. It's about the life you destroy around it." Tears slid down her cheeks. I didn't reach for them. I couldn't. I realized some wounds are too deep, too complex to mend with words or apologies. And then the truth of the man's family, their acceptance, their silence, hit me fully. This wasn't just a personal betrayal. It was a collision of lives, of hidden truths, of choices no one would admit aloud. In the end, I left. I walked through the rain, every drop mingling with the remnants of trust that had been shattered. I didn't know what the future held, whether I could forgive, whether I could even remember the way we once were. But I knew one thing. I had to reclaim myself piece by piece from the wreckage of their lies. Some stories end with vengeance, some with reconciliation. Mine ended with the quiet knowledge that life moves on, even when hearts remain scarred. If you've ever faced betrayal, felt the sting of lies from someone you trusted, share your story in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe for more stories that reveal the dark, raw truths behind human hearts.